the Aryan Brotherhood, murder is a way to make a social statement. If blacks attack whites, we send a message. We go pick one of their shot callers. We catch them walking across the prison yard under guard escort and handcuffs. It don't matter. We're gonna butcher him in front of God and everybody at high noon in the middle of the yard. And it's not just gonna be a few clean step marks. It's gonna be a vicious, brutal killing. Because that's how brothers take care of business, and a brother's work is never done.
These were the disturbing words of imprisoned ex-Aryan Brotherhood Commissioner John Gretschner to help us set the scene for what's coming in this video. We're going to take you deep into the underbelly of this notorious prison gang. We're going to expose the secret cunning methods the Aryan Brotherhood gang uses to operate within the prison system and the devastating impact they have on individuals and society. The Aryan Brotherhood, aka the brand, Alice Baker, AB, or 1-2, is the oldest major white supremacist prison gang and a national crime syndicate. Founded in 1964, not by the Germans, oh no, but, and get this, by Irish bikers of all people as a form of protection for white inmates in newly integrated prisons. The Aryan Brotherhood is today the largest and deadliest prison gang in the United States, with an estimated 20,000 plus members inside prisons and on the streets. If you want to join them, not only do you have to have a skin complexion of an iPhone flashlight and preferably blue eyes, but also you must pledge the Aryan Brotherhood oath. An Aryan brother is without a care. He walks where the weak and heartless won't dare, and if by chance he should stumble and lose control, his brothers will be there to help reach his goal. For a worthy brother, no need is too great, he needs not but ask, fulfillment's his fate. For an Aryan brother, death holds no fear, vengeance will be his through his brothers still here.
Doesn't rhyme.
Well, it sounds pretty poetic if you ask me. During the 1960s, when authorities started the integration of state and federal prisons, many black and white prisoners were brought together for the first time. This obviously resulted in many violent clashes. In response to the threat posed by a violent black prison gang known as the Black Guerrilla, the Aryan Brotherhood was born at California's San Quentin State Prison in 1964. Its founding members were predominantly Irish motorcycle enthusiasts who liked to refer to themselves as the Diamond Tooth Gang due to their practice of wearing shards of glass in their teeth.
Shouldn't really, it rots your teeth, of course.
However, after merging with other smaller white cliques in San Quentin, they renamed themselves the Aryan Brotherhood. As of today, this gang operates both inside and outside prisons, and while it still clearly has white supremacist beliefs, it primarily functions as a criminal organization. In other words, if given the choice between making some cash or showing their racism, members most always go for the cash. In other words, the gang has often worked with Latino and other gangs for profit. Before joining the AB, you're required to make your bones, usually by attacking or murdering a rival gang member or assaulting a corrections officer, or both if you're feeling proactive. Thus, the blood in, blood out as part of the gang's motto. Blood out indicates that once you are part of the gang, the only way out is death. New recruits are required to read Hitler's Mein Kampf and often Sun Tzu's The Art of War and Machiavelli's The Prince. Many members practice asatru, a neo-pagan variation of pre-Christian Odinism that goes back to the Vikings and their Nordic gods. Its worshippers see themselves as ancient Viking warriors destined for Valhalla. In the early 1970s, the California Department of Corrections noticed a disturbing increase in gang-related and racially motivated violence, even though the AB was not the only one responsible for all the reported deaths and attacks. And it quickly earned its notoriety for its zero-tolerance policy on disrespect from other inmates. Around that time, the Aryan Brotherhood also called a truce with another notorious racist prison gang, the Mexican Mafia, or La I, which was an early evidence that Brotherhood was more interested in profit than ideological purity. By the end of 1975, the Aryan Brotherhood had spread throughout numerous California state prisons where a racial war was taking place. Within 2 years, the group began to expand into the federal penitentiary system as well, and so the criminal organization was now divided into the California AB and the federal system AB. They're like two related but different crime families, said one former top Aryan Aryan Brotherhood leader. They each have their own ruling commission, but they're allies. In the meantime, the group was spreading like wildfire. While there were less than 100 members in the late 1970s, hundreds, if not thousands more, were recruited in following years. Sometimes they just swallowed whole racist skinhead gangs. Today, according to officials, there are more than 20,000 AB members, with large numbers present in both state and federal prisons. If you look at it from a business standpoint, this criminal organization has been actively growing by a large percentage annually for more than 5 decades now. I mean, statistically, how many business organizations don't even make it through their first 5 years? Kudos, Aryan Brotherhood. Well, just kidding. How do they even stay organized within so many prisons? In its early stages, the Aryan Brotherhood had a one-man, one-vote policy. This had to change in the early 1980s after it was causing too much chaos within the organization. Both the prison and federal prison gang factions implemented a hierarchical structure similar to that of the military. A group of 12 individuals was officially appointed through a majority vote to form a council. Then a commission of 3 individuals was established to supervise and manage the council's activities. Tightening the command structure made the gang even more powerful and dangerous. Sometimes when you mix a couple of testosterone-fueled, bored, and slightly psycho Aryan brothers, you get a recipe for disaster. On October the 22nd, 1983, Aryan brother Tommy Silverstein stabbed corrections officer Mel E. Klutz to death in the Marion, Ohio Federal Penitentiary with the help of another inmate. Hours after Klutz was murdered, another AB member, Clayton Fountain, stabbed corrections officer Robert Hoffman, and to go the extra mile, he assaulted 2 other officers because he didn't want Silverstein to have a higher body count than him. You know, you stab 1, so I stab 2 kind of game. In response to the incident, federal prisons across the country began to move known Aryan Brotherhood members to supermax prisons around the country. They were typically held in solitary confinement 23 hours a day, and their contact with other inmates and the outside world was highly restricted. If you think that this would slow them down in their criminal activities, you think wrong. Several court cases made clear that AB leaders are still able to organize major criminal activities, including ordering hits on people, despite their isolation. In many cases, they do this through their wives or girlfriends, and in some, they've been able to use even their lawyers. They are also known to use highly sophisticated written codes and invisible inks. Well, they are pretty clever, I give you that. In the 1990s, the rapidly expanding Aryan Brotherhood increasingly left behind promoting racism and ventured into organized crime. The gang leaders, realizing that drug trafficking in prison was highly profitable, and so they began to sell drugs to African American and Latino inmates. As per former AB Commissioner John Grechner, it's evident that today the gang's focus on criminal activities outweighs its ideology of a race war. Grechner has also detailed how the gang create a sophisticated banking and collection system that include a 20% tax on the profits of any AB criminal activity on the streets. That money is then laundered and controlled by the AB commissioners. Today, the Aryan Brotherhood is a notoriously deadly and cunning organization. They have the authorities repeatedly frustrated by the way their imprisoned leaders have been able to organize and manage major criminal enterprises even from solitary confinement. They specialize in various crimes such as drug smuggling, male prostitution, and even hiring people to commit murders. And even though they make up a fairly small portion of the prison population, authorities estimate that they're responsible for up to 30% of the murders that happen in prison, which, based on my rough calculations, is a lot.